transition from ABM strand to UM strand, this is perfect timing to let our students realize that our next speakers, while they both have undergrad studies, meaning college degrees, in business administration, the first one pursued corporate law while the second into private practice. The study of law is a postgrad study, meaning you have to have a college degree, and does not require really specific bachelor's degree. So, students, you may have a degree from an ABM strand or from a UM strand. Our first of the two lawyer is another alumna from batch 1978, attorney Cynthia Malyari Reyes. She will share with us how she started as a bank lawyer here in the Philippines and eventually a corporate lawyer in Canada.
Hello, students. I am attorney Cynthia Marisa Malyari Reyes. I'm a CPA lawyer, and I'm going to give you some pointers on what to take for your college course, and also about the legal profession and how you can become a lawyer. So with the current education system in the Philippines, I'm sure many of you might have already decided on what you would like to take up in college. Furthermore, most of you will be 18 years old by the time, and which means you will no longer be minors, and you will be more matured and hopefully more definite in your decision for a college program or career. So I've listed some deciding factors in choosing a college course. First could be your interests and goals and inspiration. Perhaps you're interested in the arts like music, or in the digital world, or in business. The second might be your parents' suggestions or recommendations. So you might come from a family of businessmen or doctors or lawyers. And then the third one could be the influence of your close friends. And then the last one should be your prayers. You should pray constantly for guidance. Okay? In my case, I was only 15 years old when I graduated from high school. So you can just imagine how naive and clueless I was on what career path to take. Actually, my dad wanted me to become a CPA lawyer. So being the obedient child that I was, I enrolled at the College of Commerce of the University of Santo Tomas. I'm sure your teachers have always reminded you that your grades during your junior years are very important in whatever course you would like to pursue for your college course. So you should do well in your high school. Now, since I'm a lawyer, of course, I will be talking more about the legal profession. All right. For your pre-law degree program, based on most law school rules, you are primarily required to have a bachelor's degree, such as in the arts or sciences, with a major on or accumulate a specified number of units in distinct subjects such as logic, economics, English, Spanish, and history. On my senior year in college, my friends and I decided to take the admissions test at the Ateneo de Manila University. After finishing my bachelor's degree and in accounting, I reviewed for and took my CPA board exams. Although I passed the Ateneo Law School admission test, I did not go to law school yet. I decided to look for a job. So I was then hired by the Philippine National Bank to work at its cash department. But it was only when I transferred to the legal department when I decided to take the admissions test again at the Ateneo de Manila University. So the pre-law courses that you could be commerce, economics, paralegal, legal management, political science, philosophy, English, or history. However, the Legal Education Board does not prescribe any undergraduate degrees because when you get into law school, everyone starts on square one. Sure, the law subjects that you take in your undergrad course may come in handy, but those occasions are very few and far between. And besides, graduates of different degree programs will all be in some form of advantage in law school. Examples are engineering majors, they are great with logic. Philosophy majors are great with argumentation. Science majors are great with reaching evidence-based conclusions. English and journalism majors are great at writing. Hospitality majors pay great attention to details. Theater majors are great at memorizing and speaking. But this is an oversimplification, of course. The point is that your undergrad degree, no matter what it is, would have prepared you with a skill set that will be useful in law school. Did you know that there are some professionals like military men, policemen, politicians, entertainment artists, medical doctors, and also priests who pursued legal education? They did it or they do it for various reasons, such as for career advancement, personal choice or interest, plain curiosity, or just for the love of studying. If you think about it, our lives are governed by laws, rules and regulations, and principles. We are actually governed and protected by laws from womb to tomb. So, by studying the laws, one could be trained on how to analyze a legal problem, know what laws are involved, and apply the laws or jurisprudence directly related to the same. Likewise, it is a course that offers the great potential for a higher income advantage in business and politics and equips the legislators and those who make the laws of the land to pass good laws. So, as prospective law students, it bears emphasis that you take your humanities classes seriously. The humanities are academic disciplines that study the aspects of human society and culture. So, in a college or university setup, your humanities subjects are those that fall under the wide umbrellas of literature, philosophy, history, politics, religions, and languages. The goal here is to develop critical thinking. So we come to the admission to law school. In December of 1993, the Legal Education Board was created by President Fidel V. Ramos. The primary policy of the law that created this Legal Education Board was to reform and uplift the standards of legal education in the country. So there were reforms that were made in legal education, proper selection of law students, quality among law schools, and then they also implemented required legal apprenticeship and continuing legal education. So because of that, the Philippine Law School admission test was required, but this was only implemented in 2017. So aside from the Philippine Law School admission test, which they call PhilSat, you still have to take the admissions test of the university, and then most importantly, your college grades must be good also. So let us now go to the law schools. For those planning to pursue a career in law, consider the top law schools in the Philippines for the best legal education. Making it to the top law schools is no easy feat. You will be competing with the best and the brightest minds in the country. So I'm biased, no, because I was a graduate of Ateneo de Manila. So I'm saying it's one of the best, or it's the best. um, during my time, our program was called the Bachelor of Laws, but now they call it the Juris Doctor program. There is no clear-cut definition or distinction between the two programs, but I think what distinguishes the JD program from the Bachelor of Laws is that the JD program has or requires a thesis. So in Ateneo, it is the JD program has a full-time mode of study and is meant to be completed in 4 years. To qualify, the applicant must have a bachelor's degree in arts or sciences. Okay, that's what I said earlier. And then they must have also at least 18 units of English, 6 units of mathematics, 18 units of social science subjects, and at least 3 units of a Rizal course. Interesting, right? Now in UP, they have 2 programs. No, one is the 4-year program leading to a Juris Doctor degree, and then they have a 5-year program also for working and part-time students. That's for leading to a Juris Doctor degree also. UP also requires a law aptitude exam, and sometimes you might also be required to submit to an interview. Okay, another law school is San Beda University. So just like in the other law schools, they require 18 units of English, 18 units of social science, 6 units of mathematics. What else? So there are several law schools in the Philippines, no? But as I've said, it's better if you choose one of the best. All right. Now we go to the law studies. Once you are admitted to law school, remember that the primary method of classroom instruction is the Socratic method. It is a system characterized by class recitation, which has been found to be most effective in developing the student's power of analysis, reasoning ability, and facility of expression. So you have daily assignments on codal provisions, court decisions, and authorities, and you will be called upon to recite to determine whether you have properly and correctly assimilated the law, the philosophy, and its application. And then number 2, you have the apprenticeship program. They have the apprenticeship program. So this is a condition for graduation, no? The apprenticeship would be for a minimum of 240 hours. So it can be undertaken in 1 or 2 intersessions after you have completed the 2nd year in law school. The students will perform apprenticeship work with law firms, government agencies, public or private legal assistance, institutions, or courts of your choice. In my case, since I was still working with PNB at that time, I just asked one of the lawyers to sign my papers, no? So I was able to comply with the apprenticeship program requirements. Now we have the thesis, no? The students are required to prepare and defend a thesis on the subject of law, which must deal with a legal issue which has not been resolved by the courts, and it requires extensive discussion and analysis of laws legal principles, jurisprudence relevant to the thesis proposal. So the preparation is supervised by a thesis advisor, which the student chooses from among the faculty. Then the thesis must be based on a proposal previously approved and must contain at least 13,000 words, excluding footnotes. So once the thesis is completed and certified by the advisor as ready for defense, the student is required to defend his or her thesis before an oral defense panel of 3 persons knowledgeable in the relevant field of law. Wow. Now, another thing to remember is that you will be studying for at least 4 years. Let this sink in. That's as long as college. So it might be longer if you went to a school that follows a trimestral system. That's 4 years of paying for tuition, books, and a space in Starbucks. No? That's 4 years of your life on hold. Within the same time, you'd be comfortably established in any career you choose. And it's not just the number of years you'll be studying that's at issue here. You're also looking at how much you'll be studying. Law school is intense. A lot of people say that they read more in their first week of law school than they did in their whole college life. Anyone who tells you that you don't have to memorize in law school is straight out lying. The thing is, law school is there to prepare you for the bar exam. The bar exam is a series of 8 handwritten essay exams that happens over the course of 4 Sundays. And when an exam covers 8 areas of law, memorization is just the easiest way to ensure that you'll get at least partial credit for your answer. But if you are really interested in learning the law and becoming a lawyer, law school can be one of the most rewarding experiences you can have. Experiencing all the difficult stuff will just make you a stronger person. You will learn, process, and move on. You will learn how our society works and learn how you can change the rules that govern us. You will have fun. So, advice to people who are thinking of studying this course. 90% of the time, greater weight is given to written output. So that would be exams and papers, than to oral participation, which is recitation and class presentations. The law program you will be entering in the future may have a thesis component. So I already said that the JD program has thesis. Consider also that the bar exam is a purely written essay exam. So take the time to hone your writing skills. Take research papers seriously. Learn how to footnote and cite your references. The reason why law school is so hard is that grit is part of the curriculum. Grit, which means courage and determination despite difficulty. So one must be very determined, passionate, and a book reader to succeed in this course, because there is no such word as enjoy in taking up law. Always remember the SOFA method, SOFA. S, study ahead. Often do research. F, find a quiet place. And A, always read in advance. Okay. So after you finish your law school, after you graduate, actually, you still have to make the 5-month review of the 8 bar subjects. The 8 bar subjects are political law, labor law, civil law, taxation law, mercantile law, criminal law, remedial law, legal and judicial ethics, and practical exercises. So the bar exam in the Philippines is usually taken on all 4 Sundays every November. I think the venue has always been the University of Santo Tomas in Manila. But previous to that, it was, during my time, it was at the San Sebastian College. And then after that, it was moved to De La Salle University along Taft Avenue. But then, last year, the Supreme Court has decided to forego the annual bar examinations due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the first ever digital and localized bar examinations are going to be held in November of this year. Okay. Now, the passing rate of Filipinos in this particular test is not really high. You know why? The general average of 75% in all subjects without falling below 50% in any of those is the required score to pass. Although there were occasions when the Supreme Court had to modify this passing average. And then for those who do not, who are not, or who did not pass the exam, the rule limits to 5 the number of times a candidate may take the bar exams. It disqualifies a candidate after failing in 3 examinations. However, he is permitted to take the 4th and the 5th if he successfully completes a 1-year refresher course for each examination. So let's say you did a very good job and passed the bar. So taking your oath, signing your name in the roll of attorneys, and obtaining your roll number should be your next steps. So once all of these are done, you may now be formally called a lawyer. Attorney. Now we go to the legal career choices. No? Once you are a lawyer, you can venture into different professions, applying your legal knowledge, like, for example, in business, journalism, marketing, diplomacy, foreign affairs, politics, finance, and the like. Some of the fields chosen by the lawyers are civil law, corporate law, taxation law, labor law, criminal law, international law, constitutional law, patent law, family law, etc. So there's a wide variety of fields, no? But you're thinking, what if you did not pass the exam? Can you still pursue a career with a law degree? Of course, no. There are examples of these are the you can work as a paralegal, a legal assistant, a mediator, or a court reporter. Those are just some of the examples, no. When I passed the bar, remember I was still working at the Philippine National Bank legal department during the time that legal department during the time that I was in law school. So I worked at the legal department as documentation lawyer, and then after I passed the bar, and then after that, after so many years, I had my early retirement. And then I was after a few months, I went to work with a private holding company, the Appointees and Company, where I did another field of law, corporate law. You might be curious what I did as a documentation lawyer and a corporate lawyer. In the bank, as a documentation lawyer, remember the bank has many documents. Like, for example, the bank gives out loans, right? Or the bank has agreements with suppliers and all that stuff. So my division, the documentation division, were the ones who prepared the contracts, or if there were already contracts available, we reviewed them. Okay, so that's what we did as documentation lawyers. As a corporate lawyer, what a corporate lawyer does is, like from the start, like for example, if you're going to create a company, a corporate lawyer does the paperwork, no? And then while the company is in business, a corporate lawyer also prepares all the documents required by the business. So there's a lot, there's a lot of work for a lawyer, no? So after I retired, or I resigned from my job at the AGAH4's company because my family and I moved here in Canada. Here in Canada, my husband, who is also a lawyer, we were blessed to have been hired by a construction company. Now it's a different field, no? It's a different business again. But fortunately, our work is legal related, even though we are not licensed as lawyers here, because we had to take the bar again here. So I didn't want to go through all of that again. And before you can take the bar here, you still have to take some courses also. No, fortunately, as I've said, our job is related to the legal field. So my husband and I, either we prepare contracts also, or we review contracts. And in my case, I'm in charge of the licensing requirements of my company. I am also in charge of, like, because my company has transactions and business dealings in the U.S. So I have to make sure that my company can do work in the different states of the United States, and also all over Canada. So, as a lawyer, even if you're not licensed like us here in Canada, you can do a lot of things. You will not run out of jobs. So, in general, a lawyer's responsibility is to take on other people's problems and find solutions. For example, we have problems in our construction and in our construction projects. A subcontractor files a lien. They come to us. Oh, what do we do? And all that stuff. We give our operations people advice, and then we help coordinate with external lawyers, because we cannot practice here. We have to hire outside lawyers. But if my husband and I are not with the company, I don't know, maybe the company has to hire a retainer. Imagine how much these law firms will charge, no? So I guess our company is also lucky to have us as in-house lawyers, no? So lawyer's job is really challenging. It can also be stressful. Some clients are difficult to deal with on a personal basis. Some clients are also grossly unrealistic, and they expect too much from us. So they think you can solve all of the problems. Oh my gosh. But most lawyers are satisfied and happy with the path that they have chosen. A number of them even encourage others to study law. So I'm encouraging you too. not only for the money, but for example, the convenient work environment, and also for the service that you are able to provide. Remember that ignorance of the law will never be an excuse, and studying it generally discontinues someone to be ignorant. So hopefully next time when you see lawyers, you get to appreciate them more, knowing that what they have gone through to get to where they are now. So having attorney as part of their names is not only a title, but also a lifetime responsibility. So I hope you have gained something from my talk, and thank you very much again for having me. And good luck on your future endeavors, and hopefully many of you will decide to become lawyers like me. Okay, thank you, and goodbye, and God bless.
Thank you, Attorney Cynthia of Batch 1978. I know for sure you wanted to hear more about lawyering, so let us hear from another lawyer, but this time from Batch 1981. Here's Attorney Myla Matic.